Hello, students. Hello, students. So we'll start. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in the previous session, we had seen about dictionaries. So we had seen about dictionaries. What is a dictionary? So dictionary is nothing but again you can say it is a collection of values wherein how it will be. It will be within braces and it will have a key and value pair. Okay. So just compare this dictionary with the dictionary what we have at our home or what you have used in your school days, wherein you are searching for a word, meaning of a word, right? So the word what you're giving is the key and value is nothing but the meaning of that particular word. So similarly here you have key and value. Then we'd also see in the dictionaries and list the differences. Then there was a program wherein you can store your friend's name as well as his birthday. Other than that, we had seen some methods or functions. Those are key values and items. Then we had seen the get method. So next we'll move on. We are going to set default method. So we are going to other method that is called as set default. So when you can use this set default. So we might come across such some situation that is you have to set a value in a dictionary for certain key only if the key does not already have a value. So you might come across some situation wherein you want to give a value to a particular key. Okay, that key may not be there. In such cases, you might want to give the value. So in such situation, you can use a method called as set default method. Okay, so we'll just see with an example. So just see this example here. You are creating a dictionary, the name, and you're assigning it to a variable called as spam. In the dictionary, what you have name as a first key, and the corresponding value is puka. Okay, and the next key is age, and the corresponding value is 5. Okay, now just see here if color, so we are searching for another key whose name is color. So if color is not there in this particular variable, or in other way you can also say if color is not there in this dictionary, then what are you going to do? In that it is not having any values also, so in that case you are assigning a value black to this particular key color. Okay, and after that just for verification purpose you're going to give print spam. In that case, whether that color and corresponding value is added to our variable, or in other way whether it is added to the dictionary or not, you can just check out. Okay, so we'll just execute this and see. So you can see here, first what happens, a global in the global frame, the dictionary is created. So in the dictionary you have the key as name and age, and the corresponding value for that is puka and 5. Okay, so next statement that should be executed is if color is not in spam. So this condition is true, right? We don't have a key called as color. So in that case what happens is, just check out here. One more key color and the corresponding value black is assigned. Okay. So now you can just print spam. So you can see here, this is how the result will be appearing. So this is your dictionary which has the key, name, age and color, and the corresponding value is, for name you have puka, for age you have 5 and color you have black. Okay, so this is one situation wherein you don't have the key, so key is created and along with that value is assigned. So instead of this, so here what happened, this much code you have written, you have uh, created a dictionary, you have after that you're checking in that dictionary, and if it is not there you're creating the key and you're assigning the value. So when are you going to use this set default method? So in this kind of situation, so you saw those many lines of code. So instead of that, the same thing can be done by using this set default method. So set default method offers a way to do this in one line. Okay. So whatever you saw just now, whatever program you saw just now, the entire thing can be written in a single line. So this all these four lines of code, four lines in the sense, first thing dictionary is we have to create. Other than that, the remaining lines of code can be converted into a single line by using this set default method. Okay, so we'll just see an example for this. Okay, I'll just try to first I'll run this. So this is this particular program, okay, wherein you're using the if statement and you're checking whether color is there in spam. If it is not there in spam, then the key color is added, and after that corresponding value black is also added. So these were the three lines of code here. Okay, so instead of that, you can do the same thing in a single line. So how you can do here, you can see here the entire thing can be done by in a single line by using the set default method. So you can see set default, and for the same color, um, now in this case color is already there, right? So I'll give some other name. Mm, Texture I'll give. Okay, I'll give a stick. So just see the same set of so here you have seen this set of code. So that thing can be converted into a single line. So just see here, the same thing will be done, but just one line is enough if you are using the set default method. So you can see here texture and thick, this is added. So this is a purpose of your set default. So whenever you want to add a value to a key, then you can use this set default method. So what happens in the set default method? The first argument passed to the method is the key to check for. Okay, whether that color is there or not. So that is what you're checking here. That is what you see here. The first argument is a texture here in this case. So that is to check whether method is to check for, and the second argument is a value to set at that key. If the key does not if the key does not exist. Okay. So what you're doing here? So first you're checking set default will check the first parameter, the first argument here, which is texture. It will check whether it is there in the spam. So in spam it is not there. So that time what it does, it is going to assign this value to this particular key. So that is what we have seen here. Okay. So this is a purpose of your set default. If the key does not exist, set default method returns the key value. Yes, it doesn't exist, it will return the key value. Okay. So we'll just see one more example here. Okay. Now the same thing. mm, Again, I'll give the same set default, and now again I want to set for the key color, and I want to set the value as white. So just see here. So once again, I'm using the set default. What is the key I'm passing? I'm passing color. So color is already there in spam, right? So if it is not there, in that case, it is going to assign. Now it is already there and it is also having a value as black. So in that case, what happens? Just see now spam status of spam. So just see here, even though I gave set default color white, it is still black. So what is the meaning of this? So if the color is not there, it is going to initialize, assign the value. But if the key is already there, then it is not going to change. Okay. So it will remain the same. Whatever you have given previously, the same value will be there. But if the key does not exist, then it is going to create the key, and as well as it is going to assign the value. Okay. So this is a purpose of your set default method. Okay. So I hope I'm clear with this. So when can you use a set default? Whenever you want to assign any value to the key, then you can go for set default. Okay, so you're passing two parameters, that is first one is telling the key, and the next one is a value what you want to assign to that particular key. Next we'll go with an example program. So we have an example program wherein you're using this set default concept. So we'll just see. So just see here. Um okay. So we have here in message a statement here, that is it is a bright cold day. Now what does this do? We'll see. So in your dictionary, that is you have count. So count, it is an empty dictionary what you're creating now. So initially what you have a string, that is message, in which you have it was a bright cold day. Okay, then you're creating a dictionary which is empty, you have not assigned any value. Now we are using the for statement. So in the for statement, for character in the message. So for character in the message. So what does it do? It is going to take the first character from your string. Okay, that is message. So then what it is going to do? So you got the first character, that is I. After that, count set default character comma 0. So what does it do? What does set do? If the particular key is not there in the dictionary, it is going to assign a value to 0. So now in this case, I is not there, right? So what it is going to do? It is going to create the key and it is going to assign a value 0. So initially we are making this I equal to 0. After that, what you're doing? Count character is equal to count character plus 1. Okay. So in the count, what you have the dictionary. So just see here what happens. The character what you have read is I. Okay, so now what happened? What is the meaning of this count character plus 1? That means initially you had set it to 0. Now you have encountered a first I, so for that purpose you made it 1. Okay, after that again it is going to for character, it is going to take the next character, that is T. And after that set default, what it is going to do? It is going to add that key into your dictionary and it is going to initialize with 0. Next, it will be 1 because it has encountered this character T. Okay. Next, again go to the for loop. Next, you have a space. So initially set as 0 and after that you are incrementing, it is made as 1. Next is W. So set default will create, it will assign to 0. Then since you encountered, you make it 1. Again A, same process, initially 0. Then S, then you have a space. So just see here, already one space you have encountered, it is made as 1. Okay, so in that case what does this do? It is already there, it is already made 1, right? So again it is not going to make it 0. So set default, what it does, if the key is not there, then you assign the value. If it is already there, then it is not going to reassign it to 0. So it will remain 1 only. Then here you're going to count. So in that case what happened? Now space became 2. Okay, so the next character you're going to read is A. So set default will check. So A is already there in the dictionary. So again, no setting to 0. Instead of that, you are going to increment the value of A. So you can see A value became 2. Similarly, this process repeats for everything. So it is repeated for all the characters of your string. And finally, so you encounter dot, it is going to print. Okay, and finally this data is displayed to you, wherein it is telling each of the character and how many number of times it is occurring. So you can see I occurrence is 1, T is 2, T is 2, 1 is it, and this T. and space is 5, W is 1. So this way the occurrence of each of the characters are displayed. Okay, so here you can see the usage of the set default. So what does set default do in this case? As soon as you get a character, it is going to add that character into the dictionary, and after that initially it is going to make it 0, and after that, since you have encountered that, it is made 1. And next time if you're encountering the same character, in that case it is not initializing to 0 but simply character count is incremented. Okay, so this is an example program for set default. Okay, now we'll go to the next topic. So just okay, so that was about the set default. Next we'll go to the next one, that is pretty print. Okay. Next topic is pretty printing. Okay. If you want to import the pprint or pretty printing module into your program, you will have to access pprint as well as pformat function that will pretty print a dictionary value. So what is the meaning of this pretty print? So in the previous example you saw how details were displayed, right? So the character, so you can see each of the character, how many number of times it is occurring, it was displayed. Okay, so if you want this printing to be in a nicer way or the cleaner way, that is this is helpful when you want to clean a display of item in a dictionary, then this print can be used. Okay, so pretty printing is nothing but your displaying is done in a nicer way, you can say like that. Okay, so pprint function is especially helpful when the dictionary itself contains nested list. So this is also helpful when you have nested list or nested dictionary, that is within one dictionary. If you're having one more dictionary, then in that case also this can be used. Other than that, if you want to obtain the prettified text as a string value, instead of displaying it on the screen, we have one more function that is called as pprint format. So what is the meaning of this pprint format is, now you want to display the details in you want to send it to a text, and from there if you want to display, then you can go for p format. So we'll see all of this with an example program. Okay, so we'll just do this. So we have so that is your pretty print. So we have imported the module pprint. So you can see here we have used the import statement and we have imported pprint module. And next is your string, that is it was a bright cold day. Then you have a dictionary which is not having any key as well as value. So all these are same, whatever you have written in the previous program, same code. Okay, only addition is you are importing this pretty print module. And after that, printing count, in the previous program you simply gave print count, right? You simply give print count, but now in this case it is pprint dot pprint count. Okay, so only that is the addition compared to the previous program. We'll just see what happens in this case. Rest everything is same. So here what happened, pprint module will be imported, and after that you have the message, you have the dictionary which is empty, then the character. Now each one character by character it will be taken. So this is same how we have already seen in the previous program. So just see here how the result is appearing. So the result is appeared in a prettier way. In the previous example, how was the result? It was like continuous manner, right? And it was first you had space there, then you had comma, then you had dot, all those things. So similarly here, but this is a nicer way of printing, okay, compared to the previous one, and it is like orderly way. So for that purpose you are saying it as pretty print. Okay, so this is a difference between just print and p print. So your characters are displayed. So you can see here uppercase letters are first, then you have the lowercase letter which is in a particular order. Okay, so it is displayed in a particular order. So that is your p print module. That is nothing but pretty print. Other than this, what you can do is we can also add one more set of code. So instead of writing this p print, we can use one more function that is called as p format. So what happens in p format is the data you can put it in some text, some variable text, and from there you can print that variable, or it can be file also. So that is allowed here. So for that, what you need to use, you need to use the p format function. Again, the code, everything, execution is same. So I'll just go to last. Only thing what happens, your data are stored in this particular variable, or it can be a file also. So previously what you were doing, you are simply displaying. Okay, but whereas in this case you are loading your result into some other variable or file, and you're printing that particular file. So you can see the result is displayed like this. So you can see inside the text you have this data. Okay, so this is a difference between normal print, p print, and p format. So if you're saying p format, you can send your data to some other variable or some text, you can say, and text file, and from there you're going to display your data. Okay, so this is about your set default method and pretty printing. Next we'll go to the next topic, that is here just briefly they're telling you about how a chess board or a chess game can be implemented. Okay, so we'll just come to that. Okay. So what they're saying in this is, even before there was internet, it was possible for people to play. That is, it was possible to play the game of chess with someone sitting in one corner of the world. So in this case, what happened? Each player had to set the chessboard. Okay, we are sitting at our home and we are setting the chessboard, and then take turns. You're mailing a postcard to each other describing about what move you are doing. So what we are telling in this, so even before there was internet, now it is possible, right? But before the internet was there, even then people could play. How they are going to play? It's like they are sending the through the postcard. Okay, what move I have done. Now you can see here, it is shown here. This is, you can say it as algebraic chess notation. Okay, so you can see here we have all this symbol. So chess pieces were identified by the letters. So if you are using K, then it is meaning that king. Q, if you're saying, then it is queen. R for rook, and N for knight, and B for bishop, like that. Okay, so for each of the chess pieces, a particular letter is assigned. Okay, so that is what is shown here in the diagram. You can see here, so the coordinates here. So describing a move, so you want to tell what move you have done. For that you have to use the letter of the piece. Now suppose I am using so here you can see one example is given to you, that is 2.nf3nc6. So n is nothing but it is representing knight. Okay, so now suppose white, the person who is playing is the white. You have black and white, right? So white is playing now. Suppose this particular notation he has sent. So what is the meaning of that is, the white has moved the knight. Knight is represented by n. Okay, to f3. F3 means which position? Over here. So this particular position. Okay, and black has moved a knight to c6. C6 means where? From here it is this particular position. Okay, so this is how they were playing previously, wherein each of the moves were sent in this way. So what is the meaning of this? First, if white person is playing currently, then if he's saying nf3, then he is moving knight to f3. F3 means over here. Similarly, black, what he will do, he is also moving n, representing knight to c6. C6, where is c6? From here to here, like this. So if king has to be moved, then k k followed by c3 or c6, you can give like that. Okay, so this is an example what they've given to you. So no program associated with this particular example, just this diagram, and just tell how the move was happening. Okay, that's all with respect to chess. Next, you have one more example that is given, that is tic-tac-toe board. Okay, so here you have some sample codes. We'll see how it is. So tic-tac-toe board. So all of us have played this game at one point or the other, and many of you all also play during the class also. So how is this game? So tic-tac-toe board looks like a large hash. Is it resembling a hash symbol? So it is having how many slots? It is having three, three, three. So it is having nine slots. Each can contain either X or 0. Okay. Or a blank also. So initially here you can see here. Initially blank is there. Okay. So how will be the code? It will be represented by a blank. If the user wants to play X, means X can be placed. 0, 0 can be placed. Okay. So how this board can be represented in dictionary. So what we have to do here is we have to assign each slot with the string value key. So we'll see how it is. So we can use the string values to represent what is in each slot. That is, what will be our string value? String value will be either X or 0 or a space character. Okay. Uh, so if you say that the game is finished, means all these nine positions should be filled. That is the thing. So how is this string value represented? Now suppose I want to place X over here. Then what is that place? How you can represent that position? That is top left. Similarly, top middle, top right. And the middle one is middle left, middle mid, middle right. Similarly, lower left, lower middle, lower right. So this is how the position of your tic-tac-toe board, okay, can be represented. So we'll see here. So you can see here in the example, diagram is given to you, which is a blank board, an empty tic-tac-toe board. So just see here, how is the dictionary? So your dictionary, the name, your dictionary is containing how many values or how many keys? Your dictionary is having nine keys. What are those nine keys? Those keys are nothing but representing the position here. That is top left, top middle, top right. Similarly, middle left, middle, middle right, lower left, lower middle, lower right. Okay. So you can see these are the nine key positions that are there in your dictionary, and along with that, to represent the empty tic-tac-toe board, that is the initial state. Initially, what will be there? All the positions or the positions will have a space. So space is nothing but it is a empty tic-tac-toe board. Okay. So this is how you have to show an empty tic-tac-toe board, wherein all the dictionary key values are assigned a value, that is space. Okay. So next we'll go to the next state, wherein the user is placing an X mark in this particular position. So what is this position? Middle of middle, right? So just see the code here. In your dictionary, what is happening? So this middle M, or you can say in the middle row, the mid position, what value you have? X. So you can see here X is placed. Similarly, the next example here. So you can see here two players are there, X and 0. So in this case, you can see here the top row is filled by whom? 0 is filled. That is nothing but a player 0. Okay. In this case, the example that is shown is player 0 wins. Why he wins? Because the top row is entirely 0. Okay. So in this case, just see the dictionary values. Top left is 0, top middle is 0, top right is 0. Similarly, middle X, middle as well as middle right is empty. and the next position that is filled is top, sorry, lower right. Okay, so this is how you can represent a tic-tac-toe board. Okay, did you understand, guys? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you following this?
Yes, ma'am.
So what we are saying, we are having nine different positions which are represented in the dictionary. Initially, all the values will be space or empty tic-tac-toe board, so all will be filled with space as and when movement is happening. Now in this case, x is placed at this particular position, so middle of middle is named as, or value put is x. Similarly in this case, top left, middle and right, everything is filled with 0, and middle left and middle is x and right is empty, and top left, sorry, lower left and middle is space, that is nothing is filled, but the right is filled with x value. Okay, so we'll come to the program now. So we have a program, just a part of the code, it's not the complete tic-tac-toe game. So we'll just see how it is. So just see here, we have a dictionary in which you have the value top left, top middle, top right, similarly middle left, middle, as well as lower left. Okay, so this is your dictionary. So you can just see here. So what happened? So your dictionary is created wherein it has nine positions. Nine positions are representing the top, middle, as well as the lower rows. Okay, and each of this position values are space. So that is representing the initial tic-tac-toe board, that is empty. Okay. Next, you have the definition statement, that is nothing but you have a method called as print board, and for that method, what is the argument you're passing? You're passing board. We'll see what it is. So from here, it is going to come here. So print board. So you're calling the function print board, and what is the argument you're passing? You're passing is the board. Okay, the board is nothing but the dictionary. Okay, so for the print board, you are passing the dictionary which is having uh, key as well as value pair. Okay, now it's going to come here. So print board top left, and it is printing, and after that this plus is nothing but that is concatenation symbol. Okay, why that concatenation symbol? Because you want this or symbol to be printed. Okay, in top left, what you have? You have just a space, so after the space, this or symbol or the pipe symbol should be printed. Similarly, top middle also you have space, after that pipe symbol, and after that, to represent the end of a particular row, we are using this print. So hyphen and plus, so this symbol is used to terminate or to differentiate between the first row and the second row. Similarly, next row you have everything is space, to differentiate you're using, and finally you have the lowest row. So just see here, just see the result here. So how is this result printed? So here you see, this is representing top left, this is representing top middle, and this is representing top right. Everything is a blank symbol. And what is this pipe symbol? That is what you told here. Okay, you can see here you have used the plus. Plus is nothing but here it is concatenation. You just want the symbol to be printed, so for that purpose you have written like this. Okay, and board of top left, so whatever is there in top left, you have just a space, so that is printed. So similarly for mid and for low. So this is nothing but, what is this representing? What is this particular output representing? Anybody? What is this particular output representing? Anybody is there online, or all are sleeping?
Yes, ma'am.
What is this representing? Huh? Yes, that is the empty tic-tac-toe board, right? Yes. So next we'll go to another example. We'll see the next example. So entire thing can be written as one single program. So in that case it will be very lengthy. So just here part of it is shown here. So we'll just go through the second example program that is given, just a part. So again you have the dictionary. So you can see here now in the dictionary you have the top row is filled with 0, that is player 0 has filled his value, and middle row left and mid position is filled, and lower row last row only the right position is filled with X. So we'll just see how will be the result. The same program as we have seen in previous one, only thing now it is having some value, that's all, only that is a difference. So you can see here now 000 is printed, previously it was just the space, and this is nothing but differentiating the row. And in the next row what you have X and X for the middle left and middle, and the middle right is a space, then that is differentiating the row. And the last one you have lower right filled with X. Okay, so this is another example that is showing you the entries in the tic-tac-toe board. Okay, one more example we'll see. So just see this example. So what we are doing first, the dictionary is created wherein everything is filled with the space, all the fields are filled with the space empty. So now what happens, this is like turn equal to X. So this is nothing but it is telling the player that it is two players are there now, X and 0. Okay, so now initially who is supposed to play, X is supposed to play. Okay, so that is nothing but it is told by this variable turn. So now turn equal to X, so the player who has to give the enter the detail is X. So we'll see here we are using a for loop here, and range have given as 9. Okay, so why it is 9, because those many fields are there. Okay, so I equal to 0, you're calling the function print board. So here first case what happened, initial state. Okay, initial state is an empty board, so initially the empty board is printed. Now okay, now come here, the statement will be printed, that is turn for, okay, so turn for X, so whose turn it is to enter, that is the player X has to move on with space, so he has to tell where he wants to place some detail. Okay, so that we have to give as the input. So I will tell mid of left, so I'll give the value like this, mid, so mid L. Okay, so this is a position where I want the details to be filled. Okay, so mid L, if turn equal to X, so you can see here in mid L this X is filled now. Okay, so print we have not yet given, but just see in the dictionary it is updated. Okay, similarly like this you can give. So next turn will be, see here, now the detail is printed. Okay, so what is the input we had given, we had given mid L. Mid L is nothing but the middle row left side, so here X is printed. After this now what happens, So the previous move what we had done was middle. Okay. Next again, now it is the turn of the next player. That is turn of the player 0. So here he will be giving some value. So we will give some move as topple. So when he has given topple, so what is the meaning of this? The topmost position left side, you are the player 0 is entering. Okay. So just see here. You can see in the variable move it has been changed to topple, and now the turn has been changed to X, but before that the details has to be printed. So you can see now what are the moves that are done. So player 0 gave a move as top left, player X has given a move as middle left. Okay, so like this it will continue. So this is the program. So how many times it will continue? You have given the range as 9. So until the entire thing is filled, this particular process will continue. Okay. Similarly, next you can give some move as mid right. So if you given mid right, again the next position. So you can see middle right is filled. Okay. So this is a program that is illustrating a tic-tac-toe board. I hope I'm clear with this. Guys, are you listening?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Next, we'll go to the last topic, that is nested dictionary and list. So, nested dictionary and list. So, we know the meaning of nested, right? One within the other. So, previously we saw about the tic tac toe board wherein you have the key value pair. But we might come across some situation wherein we want to have dictionaries within we want to have a dictionary within a dictionary, or we might want to have a list within a list. In such cases we can go in for the concept of nested dictionary and list. Okay, modeling a tic-tac-toe board was simple. The board needed only single dictionary value with 9 key value pair. As you model more complicated thing, you might find need dictionaries and lists that contain other dictionaries. So that is what we are saying, nested dictionaries as well as list. Lists are useful to contain an order series of value, whereas dictionaries are useful for associating key values. So when you say list, the data or the values are ordered. But when you say dictionaries, nothing like that, because for every key you will be having the corresponding value. Okay. So that is what about your nested dictionaries as well as list. So we have an example program for this. So we'll just see the program. Okay. So this is a program for nested dictionary. So I'll just reduce. Okay, let it. So this is a program for nested dictionaries as well as list. So you can see here, we have a dictionary here, which is assigned to a variable all guest. So the first dictionary here, you can see here, opening braces. Then you have a key called as Alice, and after that you have colon. So we know after colon whatever you're writing, that will be the value for this particular key. But in this case what you have one more dictionary. So this is an example for dictionary within dictionary. Okay, so here the key for Alice is nothing but one more dictionary, which is having a combination of keys as well as values. Similarly, Bob, what is the value of Bob? One more dictionary, which is having keys as ham sandwiches and apple. Okay. Next for Carol, the value is one more dictionary, which is having keys as cups and apple pies. Okay. So here your dictionary is closed. So this is an example for nested dictionary. So we'll just see the execution part of this. Okay. So what happens now? First, okay. So first the dictionary will be created. So just see here, all guest. Okay. So this is your dictionary which is having Alice, Bob and Carol. So you can see these are the keys, Alice, Bob and Carol. But the value pair of Alice. So that is again one more dictionary, that is in which it is having key as apple, apples, and pretzels, that is the next key, and the corresponding value is 5 and 12. Similarly, Bob's value is one more dictionary containing ham sandwiches and apples as a key, and value is 3 2. Similarly, Carol value is one more dictionary, that is cups as well as apple pie, with value 3 and 1. So this is the concept of your nested dictionary. So your dictionary is containing actually Alice, Bob, and Carol, but the value part of all this again consists of one more dictionary. Okay, so next we'll see def is a definition, that is your function definition. Now you're coming to the print. So number of things being brought, this is a print statement, number of things being brought. So you have to print how many number of items are being brought. Okay, so first item is apples. So first item is apple. You have to check the complete dictionary. Okay, complete dictionary means even this. You should check and you should tell how many number of apples were bought. Okay. So for that purpose, now where will the control go? Control will go inside the function. So here you have a variable, hmm, number of brought items. So initially you're setting it to 0. Then you have the two variables you're using, that is you can see in k, the k variable is representing the key in this dictionary, whereas v is representing the nested dictionary part. Okay, so you can see here v is pointing to this nested one, whereas k is nothing but the key value of the dictionary. So what it is doing, number of items bought is nothing but initially 0 plus v dot get item comma 0. So what does it do? It is going to check here. So we can see here in V. Now V is pointing to which dictionary? This particular dictionary. In that what you have? We have apples as well as pretzels. So currently you have to find how many number of apples are there. So you can see here apples are there. What is the number? You have to get that number. Okay. So it is going to, you got the number as 5. Next again for loop. So now again you can see here V has been incremented and it is pointing to the next dictionary. In next dictionary also you have apples. So what is the value of apple? 2. So now you can see here number of bought, that variable has been changed from 5 to 2. 7. That is 5 plus 2, that is 7. So currently total number of apples are 7. Again your V value is incremented. It will be checking in the next dictionary, but in this case you don't have apples, so the number of apples bought will remain 7. Okay, so you can see return number of bought, so 7 will be returned. So you can see here number of apples is 7. So everything is reassigned now. Now the next thing what you have to print, that is cups. Again come here, the items is cups. Now you have to search in the same dictionary. So initially number of bought item will be initialized to 0. Now you have to, your k value, okay, k value again you have to search in all the 3 dictionaries. Okay, that is even the sub dictionaries also. So v is now pointing to this particular dictionary, so it is searching whether cups are there. In this case it is not there. Check in the next dictionary. Again in the third dictionary you have cups, that is 3. Okay, so finally it is going to print that value 3. Similarly you're going for cakes. Cakes is not there in any of the dictionaries, so what will be the value of cake? So you can see here it is checking in all the dictionaries, it's not found anywhere. So you can see cakes is 0. Similarly ham sandwiches, it is there in the second dictionary, corresponding value is 3. So you can see here. And next last one is apple pies. Apple pies is there in the third dictionary, corresponding value of apple pie is 1. So you can see apple pies 1 is printed. Okay, so this is your program what you have to write for nested dictionaries. Okay, I hope you have understood this. So with this we are done with the second chapter of second module. You have one more chapter in the second module, that is manipulating strings. So this will do it in the next class. For so in the second module now we have completed with dictionaries, and the first part we had seen was list. Okay, so in the second module, list and dictionary is done, and the last chapter will be manipulating string. So we'll see it in the next class. So we'll just go with the attendance. Please tell me. Okay, Dilto is there. Please unmute and tell me. Dilto is there? No. Sai Krishna.
Present, ma'am.
Niba.
Present, ma'am.
Nida.
Present, ma'am.
Nidhi.
Present, ma'am.
Nikhil. Nirup.
Present, ma'am.
Nishchita.
Present, ma'am.
Nishmita.
Present, ma'am.
Pooja.
Present, ma'am. Correct.
What? Nikhil is present. Nishmita. Pooja.
Present, ma'am. Present.
Nishmita is there.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Pooja.
Present, ma'am.
Purnima.
Present, ma'am.
Pranjali.
Present, ma'am.
Pratik. Pratik.
Present, ma'am.
Pratiksha.
Present, ma'am.
Preetam.
Present, ma'am.
Rakshit.
Present, ma'am.
Rashmita.
Present, ma'am.
Rashmita Rai.
Present, ma'am.
Rohan.
Present, ma'am.
Ronika.
Present, ma'am.
Yashaswini.
Present, ma'am.
Sandesh.
Present, ma'am.
Sanket.
Present, ma'am.
Satyajit.
Present, ma'am.
Shama.
Present, ma'am.
Shrisha.
Present, ma'am.
Sneha.
Present, ma'am.
Sajan.
Present, ma'am.
Suleiman. Tenzin. Chokrap. Jigme.
Present, ma'am.
Trisha.
Present, ma'am.
Tushar.
Present, ma'am.
Vani. Varun. Vilas.
Present, ma'am.
Vishal.
Present, ma'am.
Vegas.
Present, ma'am.
Vivekanand.
Present, ma'am.
Yajnesh.
Present, ma'am.
Yakshit.
Present, ma'am.
Manoj. Pradeep.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Akash.
Present, ma'am.
Chetan.
Present, ma'am.
Gautam.
Present, ma'am.
Bhavya. Where is Gautam?
Present, ma'am.
Bhavya.
Present, ma'am.
Diksha.
Present, ma'am.
Jeevan.
Present, ma'am.
Kirti. Kriti.
Present, ma'am.
Mazhar.
Present, ma'am.
Nishan.
Present, ma'am.
Is it Nishan?
Yes, ma'am.
Nabila.
Present, ma'am.
Nishant.
Present, ma'am.
Rashmi. Rashmi. Rohit.
Present, ma'am.
Shushmita.
Present, ma'am.
Yashraj.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you all. See you in the next class. Next, you have third hour, no? Thank you.